Does it get easier as you grow in Christ and you aim to be holy?
Yeah.
Does life get easier? Does this walk get easier?
Boy, you know what? I'm not sure if I would say it gets easier. You know, we still wrestle with our depravity. It's real. So there are ups and downs. I think we're more stable. And, you know, as we've experienced the reality of Christ in many different areas and many different ways, our faith grows. But, you know, we still struggle. When I was driving to the airport yesterday, talking with a youth pastor who's 30-some years old from down in the States, and he's just struggling right now. God feels distant to him and silent. And so we have our wrestling matches, and it's hard, and we fail. We fail horribly because we're wrestling with our depravity and struggling with that. But I think what happens is the longer you're on the journey, the more you see the faithfulness of Christ. It's kind of like the more you have to fall back on, right? And so you can trust in the character of God even though you're not experiencing him now. You know what I mean? And so you go, okay, I can rest here. I know that I'm a bit of a mess. I get that. But I know, God, you don't change. And I know your character. And so I'm going to rest. This is, again, Job. Perfect picture of Job. You know, it's interesting. When you see Job, he first responded so well to the Lord, right, at his initial loss. But then as we look into Job, we realize that his pain and suffering is going on for actually months, and he begins to waver. It becomes difficult. He has some strong questions. His friends aren't exactly helpful in the journey either. And so he begins to ask some pretty dangerous questions of the Lord and begins to, you know, even challenge his character to some degree. And what happens is God shows up, and what does he do? He doesn't answer Job's questions. He simply reveals his character. He speaks of his wisdom. He speaks of his strength. The way he engages Job speaks of his love. And so what does Job do? He repents and submits to God even before he has any idea that he's going to be restored, because he's seen the character of God. And so I think that as we see the character of God over time, it helps us stand in the midst of difficulty. Yeah, we still struggle. We've got to keep seeing there, but it definitely helps. Yeah.